So what are you going to take with you today? What's the, step out of this room, what stays with you about what you're going through today?
Oh, well, that there are different things happening, and there are different ways of getting across to different people, and it's reinforcing my belief that interpretations can change from place to place, and it's strengthening my position that I can always use my own interpretation.
Does it make you think any differently about these new information technologies and their link to empowering women? Is that going to make you try and use that more to further wherever your goals are?
Yeah, I've heard about 2 or 3 different types of technologies that do not need electricity, for example. Where I come from, electricity plays a major part in stopping us from getting information. And those new technologies, if we embrace them and will try to, will definitely make a change for women. Nigeria, and a very rural part of it. So I'm not even in the part that enjoys the best part of it. Women's human rights issues, and we're trying to see that we stop early marriage and that we make men take responsibilities for rape and teenage pregnancies. No. Yes, I'm just meeting people. These things I know can happen. I've always had the confidence that they will happen. I know it's difficult. And that has been confirmed here, that it's going to be very, very difficult to do it. But it's already happening, and we're already doing it, and we're sure we will be able to do it. Thank you.
What your impressions were of today? What are you going to take away with you today?
In terms of the technology, I'm one of these technologically challenged people who are just trying to understand my own laptop. However, I do recognize the importance, or at least I've had my recognition reinforced by this conference. So I suppose I might take away I wouldn't say a vow, but at least a wish to be a little less challenged in terms of technology. And also it's good to meet the different women from different places talking about the same thing. And then in fact you know now that you're not alone. So it's nice to hear the different voices. So that's what I'll take more or less.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we talked in the morning. Yes, we did. Today. So what was the most memorable part of today?
I think what is really striking for me is that there are many innovative ways that women are using technologies for organizing and for change. And that to me is really, it's very different from the notion that there is this huge resource out there and women are not using it. So, there are so many interesting examples of how women are using that. I think the other thing that's very interesting is that we need very much a language to underpin, the connections that we can make. We need different kinds of languages to do that. And so when I spoke about institutional change, a number of people have come up to me, over the course of the day and say how that has resonated so much with what they're thinking about or doing, or provided them with a theoretical frame to buttress their activism. And so this kind of, this kind of conceptual underpinning is very valuable to add into, and support the kinds of activism that is going on. So that's very encouraging.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Leader who could use that information, which would benefit all of us.
So you realize that there's... Sorry.
I realized for a second I got paused.
Okay.
I'm getting
Exhausted?
hot.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so just tell me about, just the end part again, about what the most memorable part of today was for you. What's the most memorable part of this day for you? Like, what would you remember the most about today?
Gosh, there were so many things. I don't know whether I can pick, one thing in particular. But I think, well, the title said Muslim society, so I was interested in coming along and just learning and hearing from my sisters. And I think I go back home knowing that we're all in this all together, and that sometimes religion separates us when it necessarily shouldn't. We should be, working together, as it were.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Partnership. Oh, well, if you want, I'm just going to ask some people what they thought of today. Okay. So what did you think?
I'm not a good person to ask because I only came towards the end. I only found out about
What did you think about what you heard here today? Does anything stick in your head from what you heard?
No, not really. I just came to see the different, the variety of women within Muslim societies. And I was here only for an hour. But I think it was useful because I met women from Turkey. And of course I know about Pakistani women and women in India. So it was interesting to hear the Moroccan woman speak in French. The black woman from Nigeria. So it kind of made a visual presentation to me of the diversity within Muslim societies. So that's what I learned.
Thank you.
Okay.
Doing a video for Women's Learning Partnership. Just wanted to know what you thought of today. Did you have a good time? What did you learn? What sticks in your head about today?
Well, my concern was, in fact, as a Muslim woman, we like to keep our value, Islamic value, and also we like to integrate to modern life. And this is gonna be the future challenge for us, I think, because sometimes we see a lot of barriers in the particular business environment. My concern is if I have to give up any of them. Of course, I don't want to give up any of them. I like to practice my religion, but on the other hand, I don't want to give up the modern life also. But a lot of video and a lot of things were shown already, and I would like to mention women are going through a lot of suffering come from men in Islamic countries, including my country, Turkey. But I like to make clear that it is not coming from Islam itself. As a physician, I went through a lot also, but this is not really coming from Islam. Islam is a very good religion, and we had a lot of freedom because of Islam. What is the source of all these behaviors against the woman? I think because of the old traditions the Muslim societies still have. So I just want everybody to understand, and also I've been living in this country for 11 years, and women are going through a lot of suffering in the United States and in all over the world. That's not just in the Muslim countries. That's why we are here. My sister came all the way from Turkey because we think, some women who are not Muslim see the Muslim societies by just their own perspective, and our voice are not really heard well. That's why we are here to say Islam is a good religion, but our traditions are not good. That's all I like to say.
I need light. Can you turn that light on?
I can't think of it. I missed so much of it. Okay.
Is the light doing it? Is it okay?
I have to tell you a story. No, don't film this. This is actually nothing to do with leadership. Don't waste the film.
Wait. No, what was the day like for you today? What did you feel? You organized all of this. What was the feeling you had for looking at all these women together?
My feeling was of great satisfaction that one part of our effort and our goal was that not only would the speakers be reflective of diverse cultures and perspectives, but that the audience would as well. And in fact, to the extent that not everyone agreed on every issue, I feel it was a job well done. And that is the thing that as I walk around the room as we're leaving, I hear the conversations that keep going, and it's on all those issues. And I think our job is simply to try to help people start a discussion, but of course the answers that they come to are their own. So.
Ooh, that's good. Should we listen to you, man, ask quickly?
Okay.
Okay. So tell me what the day was like for you. What do you take away with you today?
Well, for one thing, a lot of strength, a lot of positive
Let's start
energy.
with today. I took away with you because my questions won't be used. So, so just start.
Okay.
Today I took away with. Sorry.
Okay. Today I took away with me a lot of positive energy, a lot of warmth and enthusiasm, and also a lot of thoughtful comments and questions and warnings about the effects of globalization, about the possibilities of the technological revolution, about the need to balance, the need to have representation of variety, about the need to empower women through getting them access to technology, yet to make sure that their voice is heard in the global dialogue in a way that is representative of the diversity of the world. It was a very fruitful day for me, really, and I think that I can build on a lot of that. And also, of course, seeing the familiar faces that we've seen year after year in different gatherings on different projects, and seeing some very new, very young faces that I had not met before, and establishing new contacts and new connections, which we're going to build upon in the future. So all in all, it's a good beginning for hopefully a very fruitful set of projects.
Great, thank you.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.